on the Husky YouTube channel and presented by the W Digital Network, Winterset Husky Softball is on the air. The W Digital Network, powered by AHV Productions, is sponsored by Farmers and Merchants State Bank, Winterset Dental, Whitney Messerschmitt with Edward Jones, Middle River Cabinetry, Ryan Rasmussen, agent for Farm Bureau, Roger Roberts Construction, Roush Collision and Restoration, Swanson Masonry, Alyssa Tadlock with Madison County Realty, Jones Creek Apparel, Montrose Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Agriland FS, Union State Bank, the Husky Booster Club, and now Winterset Husky Softball.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union encourages positive behavior.
Pride, respect, leadership, and sportsmanship on the court and in the stands.
Remember what a great privilege it is to see your team compete.
Thank you for your attendance. Enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
Agriland FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust Agriland to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. Agriland FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
Remember when retirement meant just stopping work and slowing down? Well, nowadays it's about so much more. Today's retirees are embracing newfound freedom and exploring new interests. Edward Jones Financial Advisors are here to help you identify your priorities and goals and create a plan to achieve them. Call Whitney Messerschmitt at 515-468-6200 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school-related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
Jones Creek Apparel offers graphics and logo design, screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-film, and promotional products. Proud supporters of Winterset Athletics. They are happy to work with any organization or individual, regardless of the order size. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Give them a call at 515-462-4132 or visit their website, jonescreekapparel.com. Jones Creek Apparel.
Stand for consistency, quality, integrity, and trust.
We're able to give them a fully customized 3D rendering of a project before they decide to pull the trigger. We can do full hardwood doors, HDF painted for a finished product as well that is very durable and can stand the test of time.
The kitchen is the meeting place for everybody's home, and I want people to feel proud of what they have and excited to walk into their kitchen every day.
Montrose Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montrose, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
The stakes are high. The goal is simple. Win or go home with a ticket to Fort Dodge on the line tonight here in Winterset. It is the number 2 seeded Grinnell Tigers and your number 1 seeded Winterset Huskies. Hello and welcome on in, everybody, to Steve Corcoran Field. My name is Evan Wessling. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play action for tonight's sub-state final between the Tigers and the Huskies. Grinnell comes in with a record of 22-9. Winterset is ranked 6th in Class 4A with a record of 23-13. And like we said right away in the open, it's very simple tonight here once again for both of these two teams. It's win or go home. A bit of a different spot for each of these teams in terms of, what's on the line. Obviously, it's simple. It's a spot in the state tournament, but kind of, I wouldn't say it means any more to one side than the other because it's a different group of girls every time around, right? But Grinnell has not been to the state tournament since 2006. It has been 2 decades for the Tigers, and this is one of the best chances they have had over that 20-year drought. They were in the sub-state final back in the 2023 season, back when they were in Class 3A, so they had to win 3 games to state. Back then, it was a full 8 teams in their sub-state, so a little bit of a harder path, but right here, they're in a really good spot. Last year, they felt like they had a team probably capable of making that run. Instead, they were upset, in the sub-state semifinals to Gilbert, losing 9-3 in that one. On the flip side for the Huskies, they also went down in the sub-state semifinal round a season ago, but they've already avenged that loss, winning last Saturday. They took down Creston 3-0. Grinnell took down Pella 6-3. That was what the two teams needed to do in order to get to tonight's game. For Winterset, though, it's been a couple-year drought, not too long. With a win tonight, they would get back to the state tournament for the first time since 2023, where they went back-to-back in 22 and 2023, winning a couple of state titles. Would be the first appearance for head coach Anita Smith. It's just her second year here with Winterset, obviously replacing the legendary Steve Corcoran. So it's like I said, it's all pretty simple for these two teams here tonight. A big spot out in Fort Dodge in a revamped state tournament format. It is now a double elimination bracket. Next week out in Fort Dodge, it's the first year of that inclusion. Something I've talked about a lot over the past couple of broadcasts in the regular season finale against Dallas Center Grimes and in the sub-state semifinal against Creston. I think it's a format that is really, really good. And so if you win tonight, you're guaranteed to play twice out in Fort Dodge and will still have a chance to win a state championship regardless of what happens in the first game. But about to get underway here in this one, have both of the head coaches talking with our umpires at home plate. Obviously, we talked about Coach Smith in her second season, a 48-28 record at Winterset. On the flip side, it's Mike Doty in year number 12. He's got a 181 and 195 record at Grinnell, and obviously it's been a 20-year drought. He's been 20-year drought, since making the state tournament for these Tigers. So he has yet to get there with this school. It would be his first appearance and the first for a school in a very long time. Obviously, a longer conversation here today, running over all the rules before tonight's game. I guess we'll kind of briefly talk about where these two schools come from. Grinnell out of the WAMAC Conference, the Western Division of it. They finished third with a record of 15-7 in league play, 22-9 overall, like we had mentioned earlier. It was the same finish as last season and the exact same record. Winterset, on the other hand, was also a third-place finisher in the Raccoon River Conference. They bumped up a couple of spots this year. Last year was a fifth-place finish for them, going 10-6. This year, it was one more win, but they went up 2 spots, landing in third place with 11-5 record against their conference foes. And obviously, most notably, they are a top 8 team here in the postseason, which is a big deal, right? You get one of those number 1 seeds. They had the right to have Sub-State Region 8 run through them here on this field. As the 1 seed, they had the right to host as long as they would go on to win. But a recap here of this bracket. before we dive into this one. Again, each of these teams got a bye in the first round as the number 1 and 2 seeds. Winterset the 1, Grinnell the 2. And then you had the 3 seed, who was Pella. They ended up losing to Grinnell 6-3 the final in that one. The 4 seed was Creston. They also won their first round game. They took down Bondurant Farrar 4-3. That was 4 versus 5. They came to Winterset and fell 3-0. And then should also mention that Pella played Knoxville in the 3-6 matchup. But with that, we'll turn that over to our PA announcer as we get this thing underway tonight here in Winterset.
Welcome the visitors on the scoreboard this evening, the Grinnell Tigers. The Tigers are members of the Walmac Conference and enter tonight's contest with an overall record of 22-9. Please welcome the home team on the scoreboard this evening, the Winterset Huskies. The Huskies are members of the Raccoon River Conference and enter tonight's contest with an overall record of 23-13. Again, this year we are committed to maintaining the highest level of sportsmanship possible at all athletic events. We join the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union in asking every fan to be courteous and considerate of our neighbors in the stands by what we say and what we do. Introducing tonight's officials, please welcome Mr. Joshua Jenkins, Mr. Troy Nicholas, and Mr. Casey Conover. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for the visiting Tigers. Leading off, the pitcher, number 13, Trinity Carlson. Batting second, shortstop, number 17, Kylie Bond. Batting third, playing first base, number 16, Rhiannon Reese. Batting fourth, doing the catching, number 33, Macy Andrews. Batting fifth, playing third base, number 6, Kate Smith. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 12, Ava Van Tomey. Batting seventh, playing left field, number 23, Kate Nath. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 1, Hadley Harder. Batting ninth, center fielder, number 15, Alyssa Flander. And in the flex position tonight, playing second base, number 5, Ivy Kellogg. The head coach of the Tigers is Mike Doty. He is assisted by Ella Greif. And now the starting lineup for your Winterset Huskies. Leading off, shortstop, number 10, McKenna Olson. Batting second, playing second base, number 4, Macy Olson. Batting third, playing third base, number 23, Danica Ferber. Batting fourth, playing left field, number 13, Eva Minnick. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 25, Nora Loudon. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 40, Taylor Van Pelt. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 14, Addie Gross. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 22, Tenley Smith. And batting ninth, behind the dish, number 7, Kayla Roberts. In the flex position tonight, in the circle, number 21, Kylie Nelson. The head coach of the Huskies is Anita Smith. She is assisted by Jennifer Devine and Abby Williams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise if you are able? Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor the nation with the playing of the national anthem.
In the circle here tonight for the Huskies is the 8th grader, number 23, Danica Ferber. She's got a 13-5 record over 103 2/3 innings pitched. She's got a team low in ERA at 3.38, a team best in strikeouts at 95. Against 27 walks, she's allowed 98 hits and opponents hurting 236 against the 8th grader Ferber. She has really emerged as the ace over the back half of the season, really took that number 1 spot from Kylie Nelson, who entered as the ace, and now she has been the go-to pitcher in the big games down the stretch for Winterset, and obviously this is as big as it gets for the young pup in Ferber. The first batter she'll face in this Grinnell order is another youngin. It's a freshman in number 13, Trinity Carlson. A fantastic freshman campaign for number 13. Batting .483 with 42 hits on 87 at-bats. She's got 26 RBIs and an on-base percentage of .541. She'll be the first to face off against Ferber and this Husky defense. Kind of ran you through those numbers, but on top of that, Carlson is top 6 in batting average and on-base percentage in the Wamak West Division, as a strike is called on the first pitch of this game. So Carlson is really the person that sets the stage at the 1 spot. Like we said, gets on base really at a high clip at .541, and you got a couple of dangerous hitters that lurk right behind her, and Kylie Bond and Rhiannon Reese. Those are the 2 power bats in the order. Both of them have 32 RBIs. We'll dive more into those numbers for those players once they come up to bat, as the 1-1 misses outside, and it's 2-1. So we've gone over the top 3 in Grinnell's order, but we'll go through the rest of it. Behind Carlson, Bond, and Reese, you've got Macy Andrews batting 4th, Kate Smith, batting 5th, Ava Vantomi batting 6th, Kate Nath batting 7th, Hadley Harder batting 8th, and Alyssa Flander rounding things out in the 9 spot. 3-1 is your count after Ferber got things underway with a strike. It's been 3 consecutive balls trying to get back into the count, and she will. That one just enough for a called strike. She went outside, and we've got a full count here against Trinity Carlson. The 3-2 from Ferber. That one will miss low and away, and it's an early walk from Danica to put the first batter of tonight's game on base. And Grinnell's got an early one aboard. Now, it is definitely noteworthy that this team is one of the best in the entire state at stealing bases. They are 168 for 176. No, that is not a typo. That is not a mistake. This team has stolen 168 bases this season. They are very, very dangerous when they're able to get on base. And that's kind of the one thing we didn't really talk about it at all, and probably should have mentioned it, that Ferber's going to have to be careful with the free bags here tonight, or just free passes in general, because with the speed and the ability to steal on the bases for these Tigers, they can really make one mistake hurt big time. So we'll see how Ferber responds here. It is noteworthy that Carlson has not attempted to steal a base all season long. And you can see Roberts is quickly popping up here, just keeping an eye on Carlson down at first. But it's a 2-0 count here to the 2 spot. Kylie Bond, who has saved the best softball of her career for her senior season. She leads the team in batting average, hits, RBIs, doubles, home runs, and on-base percentage, on top of a team-low 5 strikeouts. So she can do it all. She has been one of the best hitters in all of Class 4A. She was a second-team All-Stater last season, and quite frankly, it'd be a bit of a shock if she's not a first-team All-Stater here in 2026. But we'll have the second straight batter here, ahead 3-1 against Ferber, which is really a huge change from what we saw last Saturday, which was Ferber almost consistently working from in front, whether that was 0-2 or 1-2. She was really in the driver's seat. But on the 3-1, that's popped out into shallow right. Loudon does send it over to Van Pelt at first. Not early enough for a double play, but you get the 1 out. And whether that was 0-2 or 1-2, she was really in the driver's seat. But on the 3-1, that's popped out into shallow right. Loudon does send it over to Van Pelt at first. Not early enough to miss, because you're obviously in the driver's seat in that situation. But 1 on, 1 down for Rhiannon Reese here in the 3 spot. Reese is on her way to Iowa Western Community College here probably in not too long here in the middle of July. She'll probably be over there in about a month, but she's batting .443 with 39 hits, and like we mentioned earlier, 32 hits, which is tied for the team lead alongside Bond, who just saw pop up to Loudon over at second. But this is now the Ferber that we saw against Creston on Saturday, ahead 0-2 right out of the gates against the Reese. Here's the pitch. It misses high. Runner takes off, and the throw is not there. First successful stolen base and first attempt all year long for number 13, Trinity Carlson. I guess it may not be Carlson, actually. It may look like a 14. It would make sense. Carlson is... It is a courtesy for the pitcher, but there's a strikeout for Ferber for out number 2. So we'll backtrack a little bit. That wasn't Carlson, which makes sense. She is the starting pitcher, so she gets a courtesy. And it looks like that's Piper Madron, who has attempted to steal 14 stolen bases on the season. And that makes a little bit more sense. She's now 15 of 15. So it'll be 1 in scoring position with 2 gone for the cleanup hitter for the Grinnell Tigers is number 33, Macy Andrews. She's got 22 hits and 20 RBIs. Obviously, that stat of note, with 1 in scoring position and a chance for Grinnell to take a lead here early. But before we get out of the top of this first inning, do want to go over the Husky defense. It's Kayla Roberts catching for Danica Ferber. From third to first, you got Macy Olson, McKenna Olson, Nora Loudon, and Taylor Van Pelt. From left to right, it's Eva Minnick, Addie Gross, and Tenley Smith. The 0-1 put in play, back up the middle, out into center field, and that is going to notch a run for Grinnell right away here in the first. You did not have Madron, who was running for Carlson after she got walked. She was not moved by any of the batters behind her in terms of Bond and Reese. A pop-up to second and a strikeout. It was a stolen base and then, a hit out into center field that was enough to score. And that's why, I mentioned that Ferber's got to be careful with the free passes tonight, because Grinnell, I would imagine 9 times out of 10 is going to take second almost immediately, and then a base hit can lead to a run, and that's exactly what happened here in the first. So pressure quickly applied to the number 1 seed Winterset here in Sub-State 8, down 1-0 here early on, top of the first. But batting in the 5th spot, you're looking at number 6, Caitlin Smith, a 402 average for her. She got 35 hits and 26 RBIs. A strike is called there, and we're evened up at 1-1. 1-1, bunt shown, popped up over in foul territory. Roberts, full extension, just popped out of her glove. Good effort, though, from the number 2 position for the Huskies. You get a second look at it here. Couldn't really gauge how close she was from our vantage point. Definitely very close, right on top of it, but just dropped right before she could get her glove onto it. But a 1-2 count. A spot for Ferber to get out of the inning, allowing just 1 run against these Grinnell Tigers. That one misses high, and we'll be evened up once again, this time at 2-2. Got another courtesy over at first for the Tigers. That's Kennedy Wacha. Swing and a miss, and Ferber gets 2 Ks in the first, but the Tigers strike first off an RBI single from Macy Andrews. It's the Husky Bats coming up next.
Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
The definition of sportsmanship is the quality of showing fairness.
Respect and generosity towards the opposing team and officials.
The things you say and do are a direct reflection of your school and community.
Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game. Enjoy the game.
In the circle here tonight for Grinnell is the freshman, the leadoff hitter you saw who got walked, number 13, Trinity Carlson. She's got a record of 12-3 over an even 79 innings. She's got a team low in ERA at 2.75, 54 strikeouts against a very low walk number at 12, which is a great ratio of strikeouts to walk, 54-12. An awesome job from the freshman Carlson. She's allowed 94 hits, and opponents are batting .281 against the freshman. The first batter she faces in the Husky order is McKenna Olson, who has been leadoff all season long, leading the team in batting average and hits at .420 and .427 in those stats. She has been the driving force for this offense all year long. Like we said, leading the team in average and hits. She's second in RBI and on base percentage at 22 and .480. For those two stats, but she's quickly behind 0-2, watches a high pitch miss to make it 1-2. But one thing is very clear for Winterset here tonight. They've got to get the bats going. They struggled on Saturday. They did enough to win, but they only registered 3 hits in the win over Creston, 3-0 the final. And really it was one hit that won it for them. They had a 2-run double on a rocket right down the third base line from Kayla Roberts that plated runners that were at third and second base. It made it 2-0. That's all Winterset needed. Their other run came across off of an error from the Panthers as Eva Minnick took 2 bases. So needless to say, Winterset's going to have to register a lot more hits here tonight if they want to punch their ticket to Fort Dodge. This one's popped up into shallow right, and it's dropped by the second baseman, Kellogg. And Olson will reach. You will not complain if you're Winterset and McKenna Olson. They get their leadoff hitter aboard. So it's 1 on with nobody down for McKenna's sister, Macy Olson. She's the team leader in on-base percentage at .482, but she's batting .406 with 39 hits on the year. She'll miss on the first pitch there and fall behind 0-1. So one thing of note going back to that Creston matchup on Saturday in the Sub-State semifinal, the first 2 batters for Winterset got aboard to lead off the game. It was McKenna Olson who got hit, and then Macy Olson reached on an error. Winterset did not score any runs in that frame, and the thing we've really talked about is in this type of setting in the postseason, those mistakes can add up really quick. So offensively, you have to find a way to take advantage of it. McKenna Olson really doesn't have any business being on base right now, but that's where if you're Winterset, you make it hurt. So we'll see what Macy Olson and company can do here. She's also behind 1-2, just like her sister faced on her at-bat. The 1-2 pitch, put in play, back up the middle, and that one is going to drop for a base hit. Both of the Olsen sisters get on base to lead off this game for the Huskies. Just a nice barrel for the 40th hit of the year for Macy Olson. She joins her sister McKenna as the only 2 players on this roster to have 40-plus hits on the season. And now Danica Ferber, the pitcher for Winterset, is in a good spot here to try and knot things back up and help herself out in the circle once we get around to the second inning. But she'll miss on the first pitch there. She's been the best batter in terms of producing with runners in scoring position. 35 RBIs, a team lead by a wide margin. The next closest is Tenley Smith and McKenna Olson, who are each tied with 22. But overall, Ferber's got a .333 average and 35 hits. And a nice drop ball lands in for a strike. And you got to credit Carlson here. She has been way ahead on each of the first 3 batters. It's 0-2 against both of the Olsen sisters and now Ferber, but she's allowed both batters to get on base, but that will not happen here with Danica as she goes down swinging, and she heads back to the dugout in 3 pitches. An unproductive out for Winterset brings up another 8th grader in Eva Minnick. We've seen her move up the lineup over the course of the season, and now she's in her highest position all year long in the biggest game of the season, batting 4th. A .321 average for her. She's got 27 hits. Not big in terms of the RBI number with just 9, but she's found her way on base, over 100 points more from her average at 441. And, if you're Winterset, just get on base here and see what happens. Apply some pressure to Carlson and see if you can do a little damage here right out of the gates. Swing and a miss from Minnick on the 0-1, and for the 4th straight time, Carlson is ahead 0-2 against the Husky batters. McKenna got on via an error. Macy got on with a hit back up the middle. The 0-2 to Minnick. She's able to leave that one, and we'll go to a 1-2 count. Rest of Winterset's batting order behind these top 4. Nora Loudon is on deck. Taylor Van Pelt is in the 6th hole. Addie Groth's batting 7th. Tenley Smith batting 8th. And Kayla Roberts batting 9th. The 1-2 from Carlson is another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks from the freshman, and she's put herself in a position to erase putting the 2 leadoff hitters for Winterset aboard. It'll come down to Loudon here in the 1st inning.
Number 25, Nora Loudon.
Loudon batting .298. She's got 25 hits on 84 at-bats, 19 RBIs, and a .366 on-base percentage. She'll take the first pitch, and will miss slightly low, 1-0 count. She also mentioned Grinnell's defense here tonight. Catching for Carlson is number 33, Macy Andrews. She had that RBI single back in the 1st for the Tigers that made it 1-0. From 3rd to 1st, you have Smith, Bond, Kellogg, and Reese. From left to right, it's Nath, Flander, and Harder. Loudon, the first batter for Winterset to really play from in front here in her at-bat against Carlson as she fouls off the 2-0. The previous 4 batters for the Huskies each faced 0-2 counts to begin their at-bats, and ended up being 1-2 for 3 of the 4, as Ferber was the only one who did not get to 1-2 with her striking out on the 0-2 pitch. But we'll see if Loudon can maybe take advantage of playing from in front here and potentially tying things up at 1 apiece here in inning number 1 as she misses on a rise ball, and it's 2-2. The 2-2 on its way from Carlson. Popped up. Called off by the center fielder, and that's snatched by Flander. So Winterset gets their first 2 aboard, but they leave them at second and first base. We will remain put at 1-0 going to the 2nd.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school-related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
The definition of sportsmanship is the quality of showing fairness,
respect, and generosity towards the opposing team and officials.
The things you say and do are a direct reflection of your school and community. Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
Enjoy the game.
The top of the
Top of the second here in Winterset, it is Grinnell who enters our second frame with the lead over the number 1 seeded Winterset. And now Ferber slips up a little bit prior to the release. But in the order here for the Tigers, it's 6, 7, and 8. Ava Van Tomey, Kate Nath, and Hadley Harder. Quick stoppage as Olsen ties her shoe. Over at shortstop, want to go back to the sub-state semifinal for Winterset as they took down Creston 3-0. It was really Danica Ferber who carried this team to tonight's game. She was incredible against the Panthers. She threw a complete game shutout with 13 strikeouts and 0 free passes, guiding Winterset to tonight's sub-state final. On top of that, she only allowed 4 hits. So far tonight, obviously just 1 inning in, but she'll get a strikeout here against Van Tomey to kick off the second. The strikeout number is definitely staying put from what we saw on Saturday. She's up to 3 as she's now faced 6 batters. Excuse me. But you know, the big thing was free passes, the one number you really wanted to see stay the same, all things considered, with this team. And now Ferber has slipped up again in the circle. And this time it draws a timeout from our home plate umpire, and head coach Anita Smith comes out as well. So to start each of the at-bats, first against Van Tomey, then against Nath, just some slippage. You can see Ferber kind of looking at her cleats there. Something we'll obviously keep an eye on. But it's kind of hard to see for you guys from this vantage point, but there's a bit of a dip coming out of the rubber, and that's kind of where she's releasing from, and that's where she's slipped up. But she throws a strike right away, and it's 0-1 here against Nath. Nath batting .262 with 22 hits on 84 at-bats at the bottom of this order. She's got an on-base percentage of .295, but quickly up behind here in the count, 1-2 against Ferber. Pitch on its way home. That one is right down the middle, and Nath knew it right away. She goes down looking, and the last 3 batters dating back to the first inning have been retired via a strikeout. And actually, if you go back a little bit further, 4 of the last 5 have been strikeouts for Ferber. The only one that wasn't was Andrews, who had that RBI single. So it's just a couple of things you circle for Ferber. She walked Carlson to lead off the game, and then Andrews had that RBI single. But like we talked about, most times, any type of hit, really any time Grinnell gets on base, it's going to turn into multiple bases because of their ability to steal. And because they got walked and stole a base, it just took a base hit to give Grinnell a run, and that's put Winterset down in an early hole, albeit not a large hole at all, just a single run here, and very early into tonight's game. The 1-1 from Ferber, bunt shown once again, and it's pulled back off the miss. You're now looking at the 8 spot, Hadley Harder. 51 at-bats for the freshman. She's got 11 hits, and she's batting .216. You have the corners now playing in for Winterset. No show of bunt there, and a strike is delivered, so now it's off the table. We've got wild deuces here, a 2-2 count with 2 down here in the second. Ferber looking for a 1-2-3 inning, and she'll do just that, mowing them down. A hat trick of strikeouts for Ferber, and a very good second inning for the Husky ace. We'll see you in the bottom of the second. Score still the same at 1-0.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
I think we stand for consistency, quality, integrity, and trust.
We're able to give them a fully customized 3D rendering of a project before they decide to pull the trigger. We can do full hardwood doors, HDF painted for a finished product as well that is very durable and can stand the test of time.
The kitchen is the meeting place for everybody's home, and I want people to feel proud of what they have and excited to walk into their kitchen every day.
Six, 7, 8 for the Huskies here in the second. Both of these teams went through their first 5 batters in the first. It resulted in a run for the Tigers. It did not result in any for the Huskies as they stranded 2 and just had 1 base hit. But it will be Van Pelt, Gross, and Smith to lead off the inning here for the Huskies. We've seen Van Pelt, kind of slide down the order for Winterset. Kind of has traditionally been the cleanup hitter for most of the season, but her and Eva Minnick have essentially kind of swapped spots. I guess take that back. Minnick was batting 5th, so she gets slid up 1. Loudon was batting 6th. She goes up to the 5 spot, and Van Pelt drops 2 spots down to number 6, but she's still been a very productive hitter, hitting .309 with 30 hits. That one's a slow roller over to second, trying to beat out the throw. It's close, but it is made in time by Kellogg for out number 1.
Batting the center fielder, number 14, Addie Gross.
Addie Gross did not register an official at-bat in the sub-state semifinal against Creston. Had 3 at-bats. All of them were sacrifice bunts. This time she swings the bat with nobody aboard, and that one just misses the glove of Kate Smith over at third. I think it may have just barely touched her glove, but a tough play to make out in foul territory. So it's 0-1 here for Gross on the season, though. Addie is batting .243 with 23 hits. The on-base percentage of .333. The 0-1 is fouled off to that same side, and it's quickly 0-2 with Carlson in front. She really has not had any trouble against Winterset here early. Has pitched from in front, just gave up that 1 single to Olsen when she was ahead 1-2. And then also had McKenna get on base via an error that, she gave her defense a good opportunity to make an out, just was not able to do so. Winterset did not take advantage, so it didn't come back to hurt Grinnell whatsoever, as the Huskies stranded 2 runners back in inning number 1. The 1-2 on its way from Carlson. It's fouled off to the left side again. Gross just staying alive here, but you see she's kind of late on it with it going to the left side of the field. Another 1-2 to Gross. She leaves that one, and it misses. Two put in play over to first base, and that is a quick 3 unassisted for out number 2 as Rhiannon Reese steps on first base, and the first 2 batters here in the second for the Huskies have been retired, and that will bring up the 8 spot, Tenley Smith.
Number 22, Tenley Smith.
Smith batting just over 300 in her inaugural varsity season as an 8th grader. She's got 30 hits on 99 at-bats and has an on-base percentage of .330. The first pitch to her will drop in for a strike. 0-1 out into right center field, but it's tracked down by the right fielder Harder. It ends up being a 1-2-3 inning for both sides, so it's 6 up, 6 down, and it's still 1-0 as we head to the third.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
Rasmussen has been a Farm Bureau agent since 2024. He and his team can provide a wide variety of insurance and financial services options. They have services available for protecting your home, autos, farm, or business. Give Ryan's team a call today to learn how they can make it easy to protect what's most important to you. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Today is the first ever meeting in the Bound era between Winterset and Grinnell, and obviously it has massive stakes, massive implications with the winner advancing to the 2026 state tournament, but quite the time for the first time for these two teams to meet since Varsity Bound became a thing. So I can tell you that's been about at least 20 years, obviously. Dates back around that number, maybe a little bit longer. So these two teams, obviously not frequent flyers against each other, but in a big spot. You know, kind of noteworthy, Grinnell was in Class 3A for a while now, bumped up to 4A here, and that is kind of a big reason as to why these two teams haven't played, but it's a strikeout 3 pitches to begin the third, as Alyssa Flander in the 9 spot goes down right away, and it's been 5 straight batters now who have been retired via a strikeout. And should note that Ferber is over 100 Ks in her first season as a varsity softball player here with Winterset. She's up to 101 now, hit that 100 mark with a strikeout of Harder to close down the second. But she's feeling it. She's carrying over some of that momentum from Saturday against Creston. Now a combined 19 strikeouts over her last 2 games, and she's obviously still got a lot of time to go here in this one, but she's once again way ahead against her counterpart in tonight's battle with Carlson, Grinnell's starting pitcher at the plate, and behind here 0-2. That one's fouled off, and we'll stay put here. Another 0-2. That one will miss a little bit high, first ball of the at-bat for Carlson here. She reached on a walk back in the first. Her courtesy runner came around to score. That was Piper Madron, who also stole a base. The 2-2 from Ferber. It's popped up straight back, and Carlson will stay alive here. One thing we saw back in the first inning for Grinnell was if they're able to get somebody on base, they put themselves in a really good position to push somebody across with their ability to steal bags. So Ferber's going to have to make sure she can stay in front of Carlson here as she fouls off yet another pitch. Doing her job out of the leadoff spot, battling and just trying to make her way on base for Bond and Reese, who are the 2 behind her in the 2 and 3 spots. A third 2-2 pitch. This one hit into left field. Minnick grabbed that one. A diving play in left, stealing a base hit from Carlson. No runway left to work with if you were Eva Minnick, but she made it work just before it fell down. No bobble at all. A clean snatch in left, and the first 2 have gone down here for Grinnell in the third. But credit Carlson. She did a great job battling against Ferber there, and it looked like she was going to make her way on base, but Eva Minnick was not going to let that happen. And Grinnell's got 2 away for their 2 spot and their top hitter in Kylie Bond. Bond puts one in play to left, and it's going to be a little bit more routine for Minnick this time around, who snatches the last 2 outs of the inning, and it's once again 3 up, 3 down for Grinnell here in the third.
The score of any game is generally forgotten over time,
but the actions of players, coaches, and fans are remembered.
Sportsmanship is an attitude that can have a positive influence on everyone around you.
In the stands and on the court.
How do you want to be remembered?
Support your team positively and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
These 2 teams kind of in a different boat to close down the regular season heading into the postseason. For Grinnell, it was a slump for them. They've gone 5-5 over their last 10 games, and you can make that 4-5 going into the postseason. But those 5 losses have accounted for over half of their losses on the year. 5 out of the 9, a 22-9 record. So they've hit a bit of a rough patch, but if you can get to state, that rough patch before, it doesn't really matter. You just got to find a way to win tonight's game, and you're all good. For Winterset, though, they have been on one of their hot streaks. They've won 10 of their last 12 to close down the season. That includes the 3-0 win over Creston on Saturday. So they've kind of been a team that has gone up and down. Started the year 2-5. They ripped off 9 in a row. Then they ended up losing 4 out of 6, and then that's when this streak has started, winning 10 out of 12. And I'm sure obviously the hope for them is that it doesn't fizzle out here tonight and they just have a crack to make something happen out in Fort Dodge. But here in the bottom of the third, it's 9-1-2 with the catcher Kayla Roberts behind 0-2 to lead off the inning. And she almost went after that, a great chase pitch from Carlson, but Roberts was able to lay off of it, and we'll keep her at bat going. Roberts fouls off the 1-2. We'll see that pitch one more time. We talked about it back in the first, but Roberts had the big swing for Winterset back in the win against Creston in the Sub-State semifinal. She went 1 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. It was a 2-run double on a line drive that just stayed fair down the third base line, as she kind of half committed on that swing, and it will be a full strikeout for her nonetheless. But kind of finishing off that point, she had that big hit, made it 2-0. That's all Winterset needed. It was one of their 3 hits on the day, and so far they have just 1 hit, 1 time through the order. It was a single from Macy Olson, who's on deck. But before we get to her, it's her sister McKenna, who reached on an error back in the first. Olson will take the first pitch, and it's a called strike. Another take from Olson, another called strike for Carlson, and she's ahead 0-2 on both batters to begin the third here. Will miss away. Carlson has kind of made Winterset interested after going after those 0-2, some nice chase pitches. That one was a little bit farther away, but it still got, still caught the eye there of Olson. Thought about it, was able to lay off, and it's 1-2. 1-2, put in play, out into center field, continues to carry back, and it's going to drop. McKenna Olson pumps the brake over at first, and the Olson sisters have 2 hits here tonight. A nice piece from Olson. Not enough space for her to get more than 1 base, but she'll take it. A 1-out single for McKenna sets up her sister Macy, and we'll see what Winterset chooses to do here. One of the big things we saw on Saturday was a lot of sacrifice bunting from Winterset. I'm not sure if they do that here in this spot as Olson takes one inside. Obviously, it is noteworthy that Macy did have her sister McKenna on to lead off the game and did not choose to bunt, or wasn't told to bunt, rather. So a change in strategy, it seems, for Winterset, going back to their first postseason win of the season. That one will miss outside, and it's 2-0. Rare spot for Winterset to be ahead early in the count against Carlson. The 2-0 will also miss. And Winterset is way in front here on Carlson. Ahead 3-0 is Macy Olson. Got to imagine she's got a big stop sign being shown from Coach Smith over at third base. Winterset just needs base runners here as they're looking for their first run of tonight's game. And now a bunt being shown by McKenna. Or Macy, check that. She'll pull back and a strike is called. Olson puts that one in play over towards right field, and that is an out. So she was ahead 3-0, but ends up going back to the dugout. A good swing, but it's the second out for the Huskies here in the third.
Now batting the pitcher, number 23, Danica Ferber.
Ferber went down swinging in 3 pitches, her first time up in inning number 1. Trying to change that, keep things going for Winterset here in inning number 3. But it's another ball to start the at-bat. So a change in pace from Carlson on these last 2 batters after really working ahead for the majority so far here tonight. 1-0 will get out of play and take a hop off the Grinnell dugout. One and one, jammed up Ferber, and that is caught by Bond over at short. So Winterset gets one aboard with a single from McKenna Olson, but she's left on base, and it's still 1-0 as we head to the 4th.
AgriLand FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust AgriLand to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. AgriLand FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
Remember when retirement meant just stopping work and slowing down? Well, nowadays it's about so much more. Today's retirees are embracing newfound freedom and exploring new interests. Edward Jones Financial Advisors are here to help you identify your priorities and goals and create a plan to achieve them. Call Whitney Messer-Smith at 515-468-6200 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Starting to enter the back half of tonight's sub-state final. It's the 4th inning with Rhiannon Reese leading things off for Grinnell. Her team leads 1-0. That run came back in the first, It's been a great night for Danica Ferber. Again, it's just the one walk and the one hit that both came back in the first that so far is enough for Grinnell, but still a lot of time for Winterset here as Ferber jumps ahead 0-2 against Reese. You know, kind of going back to what happened Saturday, Winterset was able to win 3-0, you know, rather easily against Creston, but they only had 3 hits. And so he said that's a number that absolutely has to increase. At least you would think you'd love to have it in the 5 to 7 range to feel good about yourself. So far, it's just 2 here tonight, a single from Macy Olsen in the first, and you just saw the other single, a deep one at that, from McKenna Olsen in the third. But both of the sisters have been the only people who've been able to get on base for the Huskies tonight, and both of them have been stranded. Neither have scored. You got a grounder over to Macy at third, and she'll fling it over to Van Pelt for out number 1, retiring Reese. Quick one out brings up Macy Andrews with one away. She had the RBI single back in the first. It was a hit out into shallow center field, and you had the speedy Madarin over at second base, courtesy running for the pitcher. Carlson got walked to begin the game, and with her speed and it kind of dying in the outfield grass, it led to a run for the Tigers. And right now, it's been enough. This one's put in play once again, and this time, Minnick does not have enough room for a diving effort. It's a 2-for-2 night out of Macy Andrews.
Courtesy running for the catcher at first base, number 9, Kendi Waka.
Kendi Waka comes in to courtesy run for the catcher, Macy Andrews. It's her second time on base tonight. She was stranded over at first after she popped on base with the RBI single from Macy Andrews. The inning was ended with Kate Smith, who's now at the plate. She struck out back in the first. But now an opportunity here for Waka to potentially steal some bases. It's a bunt that gets laid down, covered by Olsen, and Loudon covers at first base. So it's a successful sacrifice bunt from Smith. And kind of like we talked about, Grinnell is going to find ways to advance base runners over to second as fast as they can. That gives them the opportunity to really have one hit, and that could put them a push across, another run rather, will come down to Ava Vantomi. So the single from Andrews, and her courtesy Waka is now on second after the sacrifice bunt from Smith, as that one is fouled back from Vantomi. She was one of 5 straight batters to strike out for Grinnell. It started with Smith, who just laid down that sacrifice bunt. But 5 through 9 all struck out their first time through the order. And now it's Ferber who's ahead 0-2. Again, a big spot here. And so far just 2 hits for Winterset, 2 for both sides. But Winterset hasn't really been in as good of a position to get a run across. So if you're Ferber, you'd love to keep things put at 1-0. And that's exactly what's going to happen as she strikes out Vantomi for the second time tonight. And it's still 1-0 in favor of Grinnell as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Jones Creek Apparel offers graphics and logo design, screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-film, and promotional products. Proud supporters of Winterset Athletics. They are happy to work with any organization or individual, regardless of the order size. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Give them a call at 515-462-4132 or visit their website, jonescreekapparel.com. Jones Creek Apparel.
I think we stand for consistency, quality, integrity, and trust.
We're able to give them a fully customized 3D rendering of a project before they decide to pull the trigger. We can do full hardwood doors, HDF painted for a finished product as well that is very durable and can stand the test of time.
The kitchen is the meeting place for everybody's home, and I want people to feel proud of what they have and excited to walk into their kitchen every day.
4, 5, 6, the do-up for Winterset here in the bottom of the fourth. That starts with Eva Minnick here in the cleanup spot. And she's got a really solid on-base percentage number here as an 8th grader, 441. And that's really kind of her job here to lead things off in the fourth. Just get her way on base and try and get things started. For the Huskies here in the fourth, she swings on the first pitch, jammed her up, and she pops up on the first pitch over to second base as it's caught by Kellogg. That's going to bring up Nora Loudon after a 1-pitch out. Loudon popped up into very, very shallow center field. It was caught by the center fielder Flander to end the first inning. And that's really the best chance Winterset has had so far tonight to produce something offensively, as that one is a miscue yet again from Kellogg. That is going to be her second error of the night. First, it was a pop-up into shallow right field that went out of her glove. This time, she went for the backhand, and it just took a skip right off of her glove. And again, I'm going to go back to that point where in these games in the postseason, mistakes can hurt a lot more. And so Winterset's got to find a way to take advantage. That's now 2 errors, both by Kellogg, as this one is going to stay fair, and Van Pelt gets over to first. So a pretty lucky swing for Winterset that it stays fair, and Andrews was not able to catch it off the backspin. And Winterset now has 2 aboard. So you have the error, and, you know, not going to sugarcoat it by any means. A kind of a fluky hit, but in this game, it doesn't matter. You take it if you're Winterset, but now they've got to take advantage. It's a pinch runner over at first base, number 20, Macy Landers. She replaces Van Pelt, and it's Loudon. And Landers aboard for Addie Gross. We've seen Gross sacrifice bunt a lot, notably 3 times against Creston, and you have to wonder if Coach Smith will take 2 in scoring position for the out and put it in the hands of Tenley Smith. No bunt shown on the first pitch. It's popped up over to short, and now we have 2 1-pitch outs, 1 to lead off the inning and 1 from Minnick here. So no sacrifice bunt, and it's a quick out for Gross. And it will still come down to Tenley Smith. But she doesn't have room for error here with 2 gone. Smith flew out to right field her first time up back in the second. Trying to change that and get the Huskies on the board here in inning number 4. She'll take the first pitch, and it's going to be a strike. Again, Smith is a very capable and productive batter at the bottom of this order, for Winterset. She's got 22 RBIs, over 30 hits on the year, someone you feel good about, and it's out into center field. It drops for a base hit, and Loudon goes home. A bobble out in center field. They're going to wave Landers home, and it ends up being a 2-run hit for Tenley Smith. So you can credit Smith for an RBI single, and then an error on Flander out in center field is going to score the 2nd run for Winterset. We told you errors add up big time in this game. It's now 3 for Grinnell, 2 in this frame, and Winterset not only has a run, but they have a lead at 2-1.
Now batting your catcher, number 7, Kayla Roberts.
Like we told you, Smith is somebody who is incredibly capable at producing in the bottom of the order, and she does just that, delivering a big-time hit, the biggest hit so far this game has seen through 4 innings, as Roberts fouls off the first pitch. Kind of a little ahead of that one. Roberts struck out her first time up to lead off inning number 3. Smith is the best base runner for the Huskies, 6 for 8. Roberts lines one right into the glove of Smith over at third, but it's Tenley Smith who notches a 2-run hit with a single out into center field, and the Huskies will lead as we head to the 5th.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on site on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
We've got a brand new ball game as we enter the 5th inning, over halfway done. Here in Winterset, between the number 1 and 2 seeds in Region 8, it's Winterset and Grinnell. After the Huskies took a 1-run lead out of the 4th, putting up a 2 spot, they now get to play in front from the first time here today against the Tigers, and that's a spot that they've probably going to feel good about because Ferber has been really, really good here tonight. Just 2 hits. Both of them have come off the bat of Macy Andrews. Everyone else has struggled. Carlson got walked, but those are the only 2 base runners, 3 total for the Tigers, and they've also struggled trying to line up Ferber's pitches. They've struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times here through 4 innings. The 0-2 from Ferber is her 8th strikeout of the night. That sends the 7 spot, Kate Nath, down, and it brings up the 8 spot, Hadley Harder.
Now batting the right fielder, number 1, Hadley Harder.
Corners in for Winterset. Olsen getting really close. No bunt shown there. Corner still in for the Huskies. And Ferber slips up for the 3rd time. Again, that's going to be another ball, so it's 2-0. But right before that happened, you saw the bunt getting shown. So it's tipped to the Huskies, and now it's popped up, and Van Pelt snatches that one out of the air for out number 2. Winterset was in front of that bunt play. Corners were in before Harder even showed bunt before the first pitch. And so they are ready on that bunt that gets popped up in the air. First 2 have gone down. And we're now with the 9 spot, Alyssa Flander. Flander was the only Tiger to have multiple hits against Pella in the sub-state semifinal. She went 2 for 2 with an RBI. It's kind of crazy to say that, just considering the run she's had this season. Just 6 at-bats. Coming into tonight's game, 4 hits over those 6 at-bats, and hadn't struck out before she went down swinging back in the 3rd. Strike called there. This could end up being a difficult spot to squirm out of if your Winterset. If Flander gets aboard, but she pops up on the 3-1, it's called off by Loudon, and it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning. So Winterset will hold on to their lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th here in Winterset.
Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
Sometimes I worry.
Sometimes I'm scared.
Sometimes I'm overwhelmed.
Sometimes I cry.
And that's okay, because sometimes is not all the time.
It will be okay. You got this.
You got this.
You got this.
Number 10, McKenna Olson.
Top of the order for the Huskies here in the bottom of the 5th. They now have a lead after they scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and no runs were put up by the Tigers in the top half of the 5th, so a chance for the Huskies to extend their lead. That one driven out into left field, and it's going to drop. McKenna Olson, it's a 2-hit night for her, and she's got an extra base hit with a double to lead off the 5th. That one was not a question of whether or not it was going to drop, and it turns in to 2 bases for Olson. And now a quick conversation time called by Coach Smith, chatting with both of the Olsons and Ferber. Have to imagine this is going to do with some type of play coming up. Like we've said, sacrifice bunting was a big thing on Saturday against Creston. Maybe it's telling Macy to lay off to allow McKenna to maybe steal, though that's not been really her game. She hasn't attempted to steal any bases, and going from second to third is quite the ask for someone who doesn't have a lot of experience. But clearly something is looming for the Huskies here with 1 at second base and nobody gone. Obviously, even just another run added to the total is huge here in this type of game. Olson takes there. And it's a miss, so it's 1-0. Like we've talked about a couple of times, you know, with Grinnell, if they're able to kind of get one aboard, you can almost pencil them in to have a runner over at second just because of the speed. They have so many capable runners who can steal bags at a very high quantity, and that really puts Grinnell in the position to score 1 off of a base hit, because not only do they have the speed to steal a base, more than likely, no matter where that ball is put, unless it's, you know, some type of infield hit, it's going to end up in a run with that type of speed. Now a bunt is shown, and it's going to be fouled off by Olson, so she waited to do it until it was a 1-1 count. It's now off the table with it being 1-2. And now Macy forced to swing here. So that's probably what the conversation about. Got to imagine she wanted to wait and kind of see how the corners were going to play it for Grinnell. Macy had an opportunity, but it just went foul. Now she'll call time here ahead of the 1-2 pitch. One-two, roped out into left field. And it's into the glove. No tag for McKenna. Nice swing from Macy, but it's going to end up being out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th for Winterset.
Now batting the pitcher, number 23, Danica Ferber.
McKenna Olson still on second base after her leadoff double. Ferber hitless so far today, and she'll take one right off her body on the first pitch. And it's going to say it hit the bat of Ferber, so she will come back So it will go down as a strike. No base for Ferber. The 0-1 is a strike. So a big momentum swing there. Winterset nearly had 2 on with 1 down. Instead, it's still just 1 on with Olsen over at second, and it's quickly an 0-2 count for Ferber here. She leads the team in RBI with 35. Would love to increase that number here in the bottom of the 5th. Obviously, she helps herself out more than anybody with her being the pitcher for Winterset. She can give herself just a little bit more of a cushion. She could allow a run, and her team could still be in front. She stays alive and fouls off a bit of a chase pitch from Carlson. One-two is that off-speed pitch from Carlson that gets Ferber. She goes down swinging for the second time here today. And Carlson has put herself in a great position to erase the leadoff double she allowed to McKenna Olsen, as Eva Minnick will step in with 2 gone and still 1 over at second base for the Huskies here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch will miss high. Minnick yet to reach so far here today. A strikeout on the first, popped up to the second baseman Kellogg to lead off the 4th. The 2-0 is going to be a strike for Trinity Carlson. Two-one, put in play over at second, and it's a clean play from Kellogg this time around. So Winterset unable to do anything with the leadoff double from McKenna Olsen. It's still 2-1 as we head to the 6th.
Ryan Rasmussen has been a Farm Bureau agent since 2024. He and his team can provide a wide variety of insurance and financial services options. They have services available for protecting your home, autos, farm, or business. Give Ryan's team a call today to learn how they can make it easy to protect what's most important to you. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
Back to the top for Grinnell in their order to lead off the 6th. They are now down to 6 outs in their season, trailing by just 1 here, so definitely not a large hole to climb out of by any means. They're very much in this game, but they're going to have to start by getting some base runners against Ferber. They've struggled against her tonight. They've struck out 8 times. And they're going to have to change that and at least put some balls in play and leave it up to the Winterset defense. You know, we've seen Winterset not really, strike out a whole lot here tonight. They've gone down via strikeout 4 times, so half of the number. And kind of the big thing there is you put it in play, who knows what's going to happen. And so far it's been 3 errors for Grinnell. They did not take advantage of the first one, but they absolutely took advantage of the next 2. Nora Loudon reached on an error back in the 4th. She scored the first run for Winterset. That was a clean RBI single for Tenley Smith. And on that same at-bat, you had a bit of a bobble from Flander on that swing in center field. And that allowed, would have been number 20, Macy Landers, who's running for Van Pelt, to end up scoring. So it was a big play, and nonetheless, Winterset took advantage of a couple of miscues from Grinnell's defense. And, you know, if you're the Tigers, you just put it in play and you see what happens. But it's a 3-2 count here for Carlson to lead off the 6th inning. She's 0 for 1, got walked back in the first. Hit that line drive out to left field, the diving play from Minnick that stole a base hit from Carlson back in the 3rd. Another 3-2 on its way, and that is going to be a miss. Low and away. So that's the big thing we've talked about all night long if you're Ferber. You can deal with base hits. The one thing you don't want to do is give up any type of free passes against this team, as Carlson will exit. Her courtesy Madron will enter over at first, and now that leads to a timeout and a conversation between Coach Doty, Bond, and Madron. Again, you have to imagine part of this is, I would think, making sure Bond doesn't swing on the first pitch and allow Madron to steal second. She's already stolen a base here tonight and came around to score the only run of the night for the Tigers. And, you know, Bond is one of the best hitters on this team, probably the best. She's got 52 hits and tied for a team best in RBI with 32. So if you give her one over at second, then Grinnell's in a great spot to potentially jump in front. Instead, she swings on the first pitch. It's a high pop-up in foul territory, and Van Pelt will grab that one. So Bond is still hitless today, and that's exactly what you needed if you're Winterset.
Batting first base, number 16, Rhiannon Reese.
Just like Bond, Rhiannon Reese, another very capable and productive hitter for Grinnell. She shows bunt, pulls back, runner goes over to second. The throw is on target, but the ball got out of the glove of Olsen. We'll have to see here if McKenna would have had her if she held on to it. That was very close. It was a fantastic throw from Roberts, right on the money. And hard to tell, but Winterset may have been able to throw out a runner. Instead, a stolen base puts one in scoring position, and that's the thing we've talked about all night long. You put one on base, you can pencil them in to be over at second eventually, and that's what happens for Madron, who steals her second base of the night, and she's in a spot to score for her second time of the night off of a base hit. And Rhiannon Reese has brought home a lot of runners here this season, 32 to be exact. She's got the six most RBIs in the WAMAC West Division Conference. Was a third-team All-Stater a season ago on her way to Iowa Western Community College. A spot to notch a big swing at the end of her high school career. A strike is called, and it's 1-1. One fouled straight back, and Ferber's out in front. The 1-2 on its way home from Ferber. Got a big jump there from Madron. No throw from Roberts, and we're evened up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Sent out into left field. And it carries foul and out of the park. Reese battling here. Just trying to find her way on base, keep things rolling for Grinnell. Again, this is certainly the spot if you're the Tigers that you would love to at least tie things up with the top of your order. You had your leadoff get aboard with a walk. And now Ferber has walked into a full count situation here. The 3-2 delivery from Ferber. Back out into left field. And out of play once again. Reese continuing to fight here, applying pressure on Ferber. to locate her pitches in good spots. Obviously, you don't want to give her something too good that she can barrel up, but you don't want to walk her either. It'll be the second 3-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. That one's down the middle. Out into center field. It dies, and it's caught by Gross. No tag. Nice job from Addie out in center field, and it's back-to-back unproductive outs with a runner at second base for the Grinnell Tigers. Ferber 1 out away from escaping the danger zone. That is the 2, 3, and 4 spots for Grinnell, and this has been the one player that Ferber has really struggled with tonight. The Tigers have 2 hits. Both of them have come from Macy Andrews. It was an RBI single back in the first. In this same situation, 2 outs with Madron over at second base, who stole a bag and was running for Carlson, who was walked. Will it be the same result with an RBI single, or will Ferber change the trajectory of this at-bat and keep her team out in front before we head to the bottom of inning number 6? Again, it's winner go home and Winterset. A spot in the state tournament on the line in Fort Dodge. This one sent out to left field, and it's going to be fouled off. Andrews, 24 hits, 21 RBIs on the season. A huge spot here for this game on both sides. The 2-1 from Ferber. It goes high, and she's tied things up. Initially, she was behind 2-0. Now she's 1 pitch away from escaping what I would still say is a jam. It doesn't seem like a lot, but in this type of game, 1 run is super high stakes in this one. The 2-2 popped up. Will it stay in play? It is caught by Macy Olson in foul territory. So Ferber is able to escape the danger. She faced Bond, Rees, and Andrews with 1 runner over at second base, and she did not allow Madron to cross home plate. It's still 2-1. Insurance time up next for the Huskies.
Jones Creek Apparel offers graphics and logo design, screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-film, and promotional products. Proud supporters of Winterset Athletics. They are happy to work with any organization or individual, regardless of the order size. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Give them a call at 515-462-4132 or visit their website, jonescreekapparel.com. Jones Creek Apparel.
The score of any game is generally forgotten over time,
but the actions of players, coaches, and fans are remembered.
Sportsmanship is an attitude that can have a positive influence on everyone around you.
In the stands and on the court.
How do you want to be remembered?
Support your team positively and enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
And enjoy the game.
Like we said, heading into this frame, it's insurance time for the Huskies here in the bottom of the 6th. They can win it once we get to the 7th. They have the lead, but this could give Ferber a little bit of cushion. Obviously, just 1 run ties it and forces Winterset to bat in the home half of the 7th. And with the way this game has gone, a single run could play a huge difference. Loudon swings on the first pitch. It's over to second, and it's caught by Kellogg for a quick 1 out here in the 6th. Should mention it is 5, 6, and 7 in the order here for the Huskies, the 5 spot. Loudon goes down, and that will bring up Van Pelt.
Now batting, playing first base, number 40, Taylor Van Pelt.
Van Pelt with a single her first time up. Her pinch runner Landers came around to score in her spot off that swing from Tenley Smith, and where we stand right now, that could be the game-winning hit that occurred back in the 4th. The 1-0 put in play over to third, and it's Reese who steps on first for another 3 unassisted. A quick 2 outs for the Huskies here in the 6th.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Addie Gross.
Addie Gross will step in with 2 away. She's 0 for 2 here tonight. A ground out to first and a pop up to short. First pitch to her misses high. One-0 is in for a strikeout of Carlson. Again, she's got to make sure this thing stays put at 2-1. Give her offense the best opportunity to tie things up or potentially take a lead. And nonetheless, force Winterset to bat. This one is going to go through the 5 and 6 hole for a base hit. A nice swing out of Addie Gross. And it's the 6th hit of the night for Winterset.
Batting the right fielder, number 22, Tenley Smith.
That brings up Tenley Smith for the 3rd time here tonight. She obviously had that RBI single that ended up scoring 2. An additional run came in off of an error out in center field. But she put Winterset out in front. And so far to this point, they have yet to look back in this one. It was a 2 spot in the bottom of the 4th. They've blanked the Tigers in each of the last 2 frames, and now Winterset is just looking to add at least 1 run, make their life a little bit easier, give themselves just the opportunity to make a mistake. You hope that they don't, but if they do, it could potentially not hurt as much if they can just add 1 run here in the 6th. Smith pops up the 2-0. It's back over to second base, and Kellogg snatches a leather on that one. We'll see you in the 7th, where Winterset is 3 outs away from a berth in the state tournament.
Ryan Rasmussen has been a Farm Bureau agent since 2024. He and his team can provide a wide variety of insurance and financial services options. They have services available for protecting your home, autos, farm, or business. Give Ryan's team a call today to learn how they can make it easy to protect what's most important to you. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
Season on the line for Grinnell here in the top of the 7th. It is 2-1. Grinnell needs at least 1 run to keep their season alive here against Winterset. It's 1 versus 2 here in Sub-State 8. The Huskies, number 6 overall in Class 4A with a record of 23-13. Grinnell they have a 22-9 record. They have not been to state since 2006. Winterset has missed it for each of the last 2 seasons, trying to get back after going back-to-back in 22 and 23. 2 very different sides of the coin when it comes to appearances and success at the state tournament, but all of that is wash. It is 2 completely different teams here in 2026, and this spot is on the line to go to Fort Dodge next week. Two-1, roped out into left field. Minnick grabs another. She has been a shutdown left fielder all season long, but especially here tonight. She's made a diving play, and she's tracked down a couple of tough balls. Goes to her knees on that one, and there's out number one as Kate Smith gets retired to lead off the 7th. First pitch fouled off to Van Tomey.
Now batting the designated player number 12, Ava Van Tomey.
Oh, 1 is fouled off, and Ferber is way ahead. The 0-2 is a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 for Ferber. And Winterset is just 1 out away. The Husky crowd getting on their feet, hoping to see their team punch their ticket to Fort Dodge. The season for Grinnell comes down to Kate Nath. The junior so far tonight is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 1 looking, 1 swinging. On the year, she's got 22 hits. And for her, the only thing that matters is that on-base percentage at .295. Just got to find a way to bump that number up and keep things going for Grinnell here in the 7th. They're trying to break a 20-year drought when it comes to appearances at the state tournament. That's fouled off, and Ferber is 1 strike away from sending the Huskies back to state. The 0-2 from Ferber. Swing and a miss! The throw down to first, a drop third ends it, and Winterset has punched their ticket to Fort Dodge. It ends up being a 10-strikeout night for Danica Ferber, who once again leads this Husky squad in the postseason, and they win it 2-1 over the Grinnell Tigers. The Tigers season comes to an end tonight here in Winterset, falling to 22-10, and their drought will have to wait another year. Again, the last time they had made it to state was 2006, but Winterset snaps their drought. They had missed it the last 2 years, and they'll return to state for the first time since 2023, where they won back-to-back state championships in 2022 and 2023. We'll step aside here for a second, come back with some final stats, and then we're also going to have some post-game interviews out on the field. But for now, the Huskies are victorious here in the Sub-State Final in Region 8. They're on their way to Fort Dodge next week.
I think we stand for consistency, quality, integrity, and trust.
We're able to give them a fully customized 3D rendering of a project before they decide to pull the trigger. We can do full hardwood doors, HDF painted for a finished product as well that is very durable and can stand the test of time.
The kitchen is the meeting place for everybody's home, and I want people to feel proud of what they have and excited to walk into their kitchen every day.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
A couple of noteworthy performances here tonight in Winterset. You have to start with the 8th grader, Danica Ferber. She throws another complete game with 7 innings pitched, allowed just 1 run and 2 hits, striking out 10 batters and giving up just 2 free passes with those 2 walks to the leadoff position in Carlson. Another fantastic night in the postseason for Ferber. She has now logged 23 strikeouts here so far in the postseason. She's allowed just 1 run and only 6 hits. She has been incredible here in the postseason. And then the 2 big offensive performances, you have to start with Tenley Smith. She had the big-time hit, winning, eventually it serves as the winning run, or winning hit, I should say, rather, as it was a 2-out single that resulted in 2 runs. One of them was an RBI, and then another run scored off of an error in center field. But then another big performance, McKenna Olson, the leadoff hitter. She has been the difference maker all season long for Winterset. She goes 2 for 3 to lead the way for the Huskies, and they're on to the state tournament for their 14th time in program history. Again, their first time since 2023. Their first game will be next Monday. Obviously, opponent TBD. All that should come out maybe tonight. If not tonight, it will be tomorrow at some point, I'd have to imagine. Nonetheless, though, Winterset season will continue out into Fort Dodge, where they'll face the brand new double elimination bracket. I will step aside for my time up here in the booth, and I'll see you down there on the field for some post-game interviews. Winterset wins it 2-1 and advance to the state tournament.
AgriLand FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust AgriLand to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. AgriLand FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
Remember when retirement meant just stopping work and slowing down? Well, nowadays it's about so much more. Today's retirees are embracing newfound freedom and exploring new interests. Edward Jones Financial Advisors are here to help you identify your priorities and goals and create a plan to achieve them. Call Whitney Messer-Smith at 515-468-6200 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Ryan Rasmussen has been a Farm Bureau agent since 2024. He and his team can provide a wide variety of insurance and financial services options. They have services available for protecting your home, autos, farm, or business. Give Ryan's team a call today to learn how they can make it easy to protect what's most important to you. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
Jones Creek Apparel offers graphics and logo design, screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-film, and promotional products. Proud supporters of Winterset Athletics. They are happy to work with any organization or individual, regardless of the order size. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Give them a call at 515-462-4132 or visit their website, jonescreekapparel.com. Jones Creek Apparel.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
I'll just talk to him real quick. All right, we're good when you're ready. Welcome back, everybody, down here to Winterset. The Huskies victorious 2-1, joined alongside by Danica Ferber. First off, congratulations. What does it mean to get to state here in your first year as a varsity player?
It means everything. I mean, we've worked so hard to be here, so it's just joy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just kind of reading off some stats for you, what you've done in the postseason has been super impressive. You've gone complete games in both of them, 23 strikeouts. You've only allowed 1 run in 6 hits. What has worked for you in the circle here so far over the last 2 games?
Just the support from my teammates and just knowing that we can do anything if, just together, so.
For sure. Now, obviously, looking ahead to next week, don't know the opponent yet, but what is it going to take to go on a run? Obviously, brand new this season. You have the double elimination format. What is it going to take next week for Winterset to go on a run and hopefully get another state championship?
Again, just playing together and, believing that we can do anything that we put our mind to and scoring runs.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Danica, and go celebrate with your team.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. We'll step aside here real quick and come back with a couple more interviews here in just a bit, but that was Danica Ferber.
Ryan Rasmussen has been a Farm Bureau agent since 2024. He and his team can provide a wide variety of insurance and financial services options. They have services available for protecting your home, autos, farm, or business. Give Ryan's team a call today to learn how they can make it easy to protect what's most important to you. It's your future. Let's protect it.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
Welcome back, everybody, to Winterset. Final score 2-1. Winterset winners over Grinnell and advances to the state tournament, joined alongside by McKenna Olson. First off, McKenna, congratulations. What does it mean to get back to the state tournament?
Oh, it's like so awesome. Like even like before, like we were watching like our state games from last year. Just like it's like the best being there, and like we work for it all season. So like this makes our season worth it. So we're just really excited.
Absolutely. Well, kind of the offense was in a bit of a slump, just 3 hits against Creston. It was enough to win. This time, you guys really stepped up in the back half of the game. You went 2 for 3 here tonight. Talk to me a little bit about the approach offensively here against Grinnell.
Yeah, I think like we just didn't really know what to expect. We only saw them on film, and like she threw a lot different than any pitchers that we really faced. And I think like since we're so young, we had a lot of nerves. So definitely at the beginning of the game, I think it was just nerves, but like eventually, like you said, we got like locked in.
Yeah. You talked about the youth a little bit, you know, kind of a tough start beginning 2-5. You ripped off 9 straight to get 11-5, and now you're up to 24-13 now heading into the state tournament. What switched kind of in the middle of June and allowed this team to now be heading to Fort Dodge?
Yeah, I think like just the trust, because like I know all of my teammates, like we put in so much work like in the off season and like outside of our games and practices. So like we just had that trust in each other, and like we know like all of us, we deserve to be playing, and we deserve to be playing against good teams. So we just had to like trust it, and obviously it wasn't a good start, but we played good.
For sure. Obviously, you and your sister at the top of the order, 1 and 2. You're neck and neck in terms of on-base percentage. She's got you by .02 at .482. How fun has it been for you two to kind of really lead this team at the top?
Yeah, it's so fun. Like when we were like the young ones on the team, like they were, like we knew what it felt like, and like we saw the leadership from the other people. So like we just want to do that for the young ones now, and like it's just fun like being next to each other, like on the field too. Like we put in the work together, so it's fun to see us like accomplish what we can.
Absolutely. Well, you got one more, or at least 2 more games actually coming up with the new double elimination format at state. Obviously, last time you guys were there, it was a state championship. What's the difference kind of going into it? You know, you're guaranteed to have 2 games while still being alive to chase a state title.
Yeah, I think that gives us like a lot more hope, I guess, because, you know, like we're not going to be one of the higher seeds, but that also like just makes us want to win our first game even more, because like if we're getting all the way up there, like we want to bring home the championship. So, yeah.
For sure. Well, congratulations and best of luck next week.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you bet.
AgriLand FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust AgriLand to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. AgriLand FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
Welcome back, everybody, to Winterset. The Huskies win 2-1 and advance to the state tournament, joined by a couple of 8th graders in Tenley Smith and Eva Minnick. Now, it's been kind of a youth movement for this team this season. A lot of 8th graders. How fun is it for you guys to be able to play up at the varsity level and really produce at a high level?
It's really fun. I feel like the development is definitely there, and the upperclassmen just get to be role models for us and show us how to play.
It's really fun. It's been a dream for a lot of us for a long time, and it's crazy going to state and making it happen. And again, the upperclassmen, they're so supportive. They're big leaders, and we all look up to them.
Absolutely. Well, a couple of big plays from you two in both different respects. We'll start with you, Tenley. You have the big hit in the 4th that pushes you guys in front. You never look back. What'd you see in that at bat, and what did it take to get that big-time base hit?
You know, I just saw the ball coming in, and I was just thinking of the constant 7:30 a.m. mornings, the practices, the late nights, all of it, and I was just like, I'm going to put 100% of my effort into that ball, and it got him in. So, yeah.
And for you, Eva, you've kind of been like the equivalent of a shutdown corner all season long out in left field. You made a fantastic diving catch in left. How have you been so successful in the outfield here this season?
I just do my best to play for my team and to get the outs so we can move on and hit. So any ball, I try to think any ball in my area, I want to shut down and I want to catch to make the outs for my team.
For sure. Well, I want to talk about one other 8th grader. It's Danica Ferber, your starting pitcher. She has been phenomenal here in the postseason. 23 strikeouts, 1 run, 6 hits. Obviously, you two know her very well. What have you seen from her as she's grown into this player? Because she really became the ace for you guys down the stretch.
Hard work and being humble. That's all I can say about Danica. Yeah. She puts in a lot, and she's always humble about it.
Yeah, humble, hustles every single practice. She's always the hardest working every day. Like, really good role model, even though she's our age.
For sure. Well, you said it, Eva. It's a dream come true for you guys to get to the state tournament. And it's a new format. Double elimination maybe gives you guys a little bit more wiggle room to look for. But what are you guys looking forward to the most about getting out to Fort Dodge?
Having fun. I mean, winning, of course, is just going to be great. But just with the years that both of us still have left, it's just having fun.
For sure.
We are super young, so it's crazy that we are making it to state, but it's super exciting, and it's mostly just to have fun with our team.
Well, best of luck, you guys. Next week, we'll be rooting you on out in Fort Dodge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stepping aside here, that was Tenley Smith and Eva Minnick. Again, Winterset wins 2-1 and advances to the state tournament.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school-related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
That's funny. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Winterset. Evan Westling joined alongside head coach Anita Smith. Anita, first off, congratulations. What does it mean to get back to the state tournament?
Thank you. It really means a lot for this program. It's something they're used to, and a few years go by and you haven't. And so to get back there with a young group of girls is really, really special.
Yeah, obviously, year number 2 for you here in Winterset. It's your first taste of the state tournament with the Huskies. Like you said, Winterset's missed it the last couple of times, but state champions in the last 2 trips they made it. What is it going to take for you guys to go on a run next week out in Fort Dodge?
Well, we're going to have to hit a lot better. But I always say timely hits are the only ones that matter. And we got that timely hit today to get it done. So we're going to have to lock in. I told them enjoy this till you wake up tomorrow morning, and then it's time to lock in and see what's next.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back to the state tournament, but before that, we'll stick with tonight's game because, like you said, timely hits, and obviously a really special one for you with Tenley Smith notching that big hit. How cool is it, one, from a coaching perspective, and then also from you as the mom?
Yeah, from a coaching perspective, that's just what you want for every kid. Yeah. Up and down the lineup, I try to treat them all the same. As mom, our faith plays a big part of who we are, and so I always just tell her, play for an audience of 1, and that's all that matters, and I think that's what she did.
Awesome. Well, you said earlier it's been a youth movement for you guys this season, a super young team. And while they led to a little bit of bumps in the road early on, a 2-5 start, you guys ripped off 9 straight, got to 11-5, then you really kicked it into gear, and now you've won 11 out of 13 heading into the state tournament. What did you see out of this group over the course of the season to get where they are at now today?
They are gritty. Gritty. I read the same little thing before every game, and one line in it is have grit and a growth mindset, and they managed to pull it together. And yeah, I don't know, it's nothing special. It's all on them. Never say die, I guess.
One of those really young players, you're really now your ace in the circle in Danica Ferber. I talked to her a little bit about her stats, but I want to list them off to you. In the 2 games here in the postseason, she's gotten the full 14 innings, allowed just 1 run, 6 hits, and 23 strikeouts. Wow. What have you seen from her to really snatch that ace role and become a really, really reliable pitcher?
Yeah. When Kylie got hurt, that's huge when you have somebody who has that experience. And Danica was kind of just coming into her role. I told her once at the beginning of the season, I need you to trust me. Like, I study, I want to call pitches that I know you can throw. And I think she, at that point, when you have to, and not that she didn't, but just really bought into how I was calling a game and what we were seeing. And she is hitting spots like no other. And that just makes my job so easy. And then I just get to play and I get, you know what I mean? And I get to find their weaknesses. And yeah, we're just working really well together. I am so proud of her. She is so humble. She's just steady. And I think that helps her defense behind her. For sure. And honestly, that would be my other part as far as like pitching is she's really just learned how to get ahead in counts. Where I would say at the beginning of the year, she always had to work from behind. And then sometimes you got to leave things flat. And now she's just really learning to get ahead.
Yeah. Want to look at the top of the order here, or check that. Want to look at the top of the order here quick. McKenna and Macy Olson. I kind of joked with McKenna that she's going to have to catch up a little bit. Macy's .02 spots ahead of her in terms of on-base percentage. Those two have just done nothing but get on base all season. Both 40-plus hit players now counting the game here tonight. What have they done to really lead this offense from the top?
They work when nobody is looking. They work and they work and they work. They're out here every day hitting with their dad over lunch. They're just steady, dependable. I don't worry about them. They know what they're looking for, what they're hunting. They know how to make really good in-bat adjustments, and that makes them successful. Yep, and they support each other so well.
That's always a big thing.
Oh my goodness, they are each other's biggest fans, and it's really cool.
That's awesome. Well, the last thing I got for you, want to go back to the state tournament. Obviously, the big change this season is it's a double elimination bracket, which I've talked a lot about. I'm a huge fan of it. I would just love to kind of hear it from your perspective. Does it allow your team to maybe play a little bit more loosely? What does that look like when you have, you have the ability to lose one game and still be alive to chase a state title?
I think it's really going to be huge for us as a young team this year. I think that I like it myself too. And I think with such a young team, they're going to be a little starstruck. They're going to be, although we play in the Fort Dodge tournament. And so they've been on the fields, they've been on the stage. That's a kind of a mini state tournament is what they call it anyway. So that's actually some really good experience there. But there's still those state jitters. And so I like it for that. And there are going to be some dominant teams there. We're probably going to face a Raccoon River Conference team. But we're just going to go do the best we can, one pitch at a time.
For sure. Well, we will all be rooting you on here from Winterset. Best of luck next week, and we hope to see you guys go on a run.
Thank you. Thank you, Alan, too.
Absolutely. Well, once again, that is head coach Anita Smith. Thank you to all of you guys watching and listening all season long. The Huskies improved to 24-13 on the season and will advance to the state tournament for the 14th time in program history and the first time since 2023. Until then, my name is Evan Wessling signing off from Winterset, where your final score is 2-1 in favor of the Huskies.
You have been watching Winterset activities live on the Husky YouTube channel. Presented by the W Digital Network, powered by AHV Productions and sponsored by Farmers and Merchant State Bank. Winterset Dental, Whitney Messer-Schmidt with Edward Jones, Madison County Realty with Alyssa Tadlock, Middle River Cabinetry, Ryan Rasmussen, agent for Farm Bureau Financial Services, Roger Roberts Construction, Roush Collision and Restoration, Swanson Masonry, Jones Creek Apparel, Montross Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Union State Bank, Agriland FS, and the Husky Booster Club.